Today I want to talk about something that rarely gets spoken about in the needle felting community, crafting community, or even sort of the overall artist community. My name is Charlotte Allen and you've reached my channel, The Felting Alchemist. So I want to explain why I want to talk about this particular topic today. And what I want to talk about is imposter syndrome and anxiety in relation to sending your sculptures out into the big wide world. So that could be sending them out to customers, sending them out to family and friends, anyone really. But it's about having that anxiety about whether you feel your sculpture is good enough to go to that person. Now, I started needle felting in 2017 before my second daughter was born, and I sort of took it up initially just to kind of make things for Mia and make things for Freya so I could put them in their bedrooms and make their rooms look pretty with lots of beautiful needle felted sculptures. And then everything kind of spiraled and I thought, actually, maybe I could sell these. So I started sending them out, and I always had this real kind of gnawing feeling inside me that they'd arrive damaged, that they would arrive and the person that was receiving them wouldn't like them, and they'd complain and they'd send them back disgusted that I dare to start a business selling these things when my sculptures are subpar. And I've got to be honest with you, I still have that feeling now today. Even though I'm almost 7 years on, I still have that gut-wrenching feeling of, oh my God, is this going to be good enough? Are they going to be happy with it? Is it going to arrive intact? Especially when I'm making things and incorporating them into other items, if I'm upcycling something or anything like that. Are they going to be pleased with it? Is it going to be the right colour? All of these things go through my head when I'm sending things out. I even have anxiety over the packaging. I'm like, oh my God, is the packaging going to be okay? Is it going to survive? Are they going to like the packaging? Are they going to find it magical enough when they get the packaging? Stupid stuff like that. I really do worry. And I don't think that ever really goes away. Well, maybe it does with some people, but it certainly hasn't gone away with me. Now, I can't be the only person that feels like this. There must be other people out there that have this kind of worry about sculptures not being good enough that they've made. And it's silly, isn't it? Because we pour our heart and souls into these things. They take hours to make, especially needle felting. It takes us hours and hours. And at the end of it, we're still thinking, I don't know if this is good enough to send out. I've remade things in the past because I've made it and I thought, no, not good enough. I need to make a new one. I've started all over again. And it's taken me even longer, even more hours of my time to then get this second sculpture ready. And even then I'm like, I don't know, shall I send the first one out or shall I send the second one out or shall I make a third? And I find it really counterproductive. And a lot of the time, because I'm so limited for time, because I have my day job, I've got to look after the girls, try and keep the house vaguely clean and do my needle felting business and do these videos. I don't have that much time anymore. So a lot of the time I'll make sculptures now and I'll think to myself, oh, I really don't know if that's good enough. However, I don't have time to make another one. So I'm just going to send it out and I'm just going to kind of cross my fingers and hope for the best. And the responses I get back from people are amazing and they're really pleased with them. And I'm not saying that to blow my own trumpet at all. I'm saying that because I think the standards that we hold ourselves to sometimes are just so high. And I think people, whilst they don't want low substandard sculptures, but people are just so happy and amazed by what we produce as needle felters. And you've got to remember that all you're doing is you're taking just wool. You're taking wool from a sheep. Yeah, it's gone through a process and it might be bats or it might be some sort of roving, but effectively it's wool. It's shorn from a sheep, not shorn the sheep. And then we just take some needles and we stab it into our sculptures, and we might put armature in there, but it's literally just taking wool and making it into a sculpture. It's like sculpting clay, except it's not clay, it's wool. And I think there's this idea of perfectionism, certainly with artists, that we try and hold ourselves to all the time. It has to be the best. It has to be better than the one that person did over there. It has to make this person literally cry when they see it because it just evokes so much emotion in them. Now, that's kind of the feelings I have, but you might not be quite as extreme as that. But I do think as artists, we are incredibly self-critical and nothing's ever good enough when we do it. Anything that we make ourselves, I think we always think to ourselves, oh, could be better, could have done this better. I won't do that again. Hopefully they'll like it because I'm not I'm not overly keen on it. And it just seems crazy. And actually, if we look at each other's sculptures, so if I was to look at your sculptures, I would think, oh my goodness, they're amazing. They're really incredible. So much creativity, so much uniqueness in the sculptures. And you might think that if you look at, say, some of my sculptures, you might think, oh, I love that. Or you might, not necessarily everything, but you might really like elements of my work and you might want to incorporate that into your work. And likewise, I might want to incorporate some of your ideas and your creativity into my work. And that's how we develop as artists and create our own style, like I've said before. But I really do think that we need to give ourselves a break sometimes. And I'm trying so hard to give myself a break and just be happy with what I produced and just make the process a lot more organic and not trying to force it to be perfect. Because I think we do that a lot as artists. We try and force something to be as perfect as possible. And when we force it, that's when it's not as good as it could be. Whereas if it's a much more organic, relaxed process and we don't really have any predisposed ideas of the kind of look we want to go for, that's when the creativity comes into its own, and that's when we create really amazing pieces of art. I'd be really interested to know your thoughts about this, because I can't be the only person that suffers with this kind of imposter syndrome perfectionism, where I have this anxiety all the time that nothing's good enough. I can't be the only one. There must be other people out there. So please let me know in the comments bar below if you're like me and you have this kind of imposter syndrome. Let's really try and support each other in the needle felting community. And I know there's loads of support out there anyway. Certainly on Facebook, there's loads of really great groups, like Needle Felting Magic is a really good one that I like. And Needle Felting UK is another good one. Just to really support each other, just to really give everyone a boost and make them realise that actually their art is amazing and it absolutely is good enough, so that they don't feel this kind of anxiety that maybe it could be better. So I really hope you found this interesting. If you did, if you could click that like button, that would be really awesome, because it just helps me to make more videos. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, and I will see you tomorrow with more needle felting hints and tips. Bye.